Hello and welcome to the second part of the interview with Sthanunathan, the Executive Vice President at Unilever for Consumer and Market Insights. And my name is Steve Hamilton-Clark, CEO and founder of the 18th Camel Coaching and Consulting. We are going to do the second part of the interview, or I'm going to introduce the second part of the interview now, which is more about what does the future hold for market research. And in particular, we'll be talking about artificial intelligence, and Stan has co-authored a book called Artificial Intelligence for Marketing and Product Innovation. So let's jump right into it. So if you were to look into your crystal ball now, and you've just written a book or co-authored a book on artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence for marketing and product development and product innovation. Is that something that you're seeing as the up and coming trend in market research?
I think the whole area of artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to be a fairly big frontier going forward. And why do I say that? Because in the process of the unfortunate reality of current world is that we are living in a world of and. So we talked about techniques. Do they go away? No, we need to do that. And then on top of that, you have to do the so what. And then on top of that, you have to do the now what. And then there is much more data. And then I have to do the integration. And then you have a completely overwhelmed individual. Yeah. And that's when I think, artificial intelligence actually comes to the rescue. Because if you're really overwhelmed, there are
comes or is coming to the rescue.
Yeah, it is. I would say it is actually showing very strong trends of coming to the rescue. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's only going to accelerate in a very, very big way. And it could be different from different companies' perspective, but then I'm talking from my own vantage point. The one word that you constantly hear from people when you talk to them is that they're tired. Yeah. And when you ask them tired of what, it's because there's way too much to do, very little time. That is Now, then when you peel the onion a little bit further, what you find is that there's a fair amount of time spent in, what I would classify as grunt work. Yeah?
Yes.
It is required to be done. But the bigger question is, should humans be doing that, or should we delegate that to a machine? If you have to delegate that to a machine, do I give it to a machine that is mindless, or do I give it to a machine that learns and does it better every time?
Yes.
I mean, that's the reason why, this whole area of artificial intelligence and machine learning is actually gaining more and more adoption. Very often people sit there and say, these things will take over my job. The answer is no, they will not take over your job. They will augment your intelligence.
Yeah.
There is always a room for human intelligence and human creativity and human's ability to tell stories.
Yeah.
The question is, do you want to spend time doing that, or do you want to spend the rest of your life doing grunt work? If you delegate that, harness the power of the machine, and then tell great stories.
And that's it, the stories. Yeah.
You're going to be a champion in this world. And that's what, that's why when we use the term artificial intelligence, AI, we normally say it is augmented intelligence. How do you augment the intelligence of people?
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that strikes me as a very expensive area to invest in for the market research industry, and perhaps somebody from outside the industry is going to make it happen. How real or not is that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think artificial intelligence is as expensive as we all believe it is. Yep. There are actually AI has brought down the cost of
ironically.
It is. I mean, the kind of techniques that we're using today. When I started my career in research, I would have never even dreamt of them. I would have never even dreamt of them. So I can give you a long lecture for about 10 hours on all the techniques that we are using, but probably not even known to mankind even 3 years ago. Yeah. So that space is changing incredibly fast, which is the reason why that's what prompted me to actually co-author the book with two other people on what is it that this AI can do, and how can we actually harness it for the betterment of the discipline and for the business.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely fascinating.
Well, if you had
Absolutely.
to, if you had to dream big, Stan, and try and see the future 20 years from now, maybe even just 10, because of the way things accelerate so quickly. What's the role of augmented intelligence or artificial intelligence, AI, in market research going to be? It's going to be take over half the industry? I mean, what do you foresee there? What's
My
your
my
crystal
guess,
ball?
my guess is it will probably take over more than three-quarter of the industry.
Wow.
It will take over more than three-quarter of the industry. And the and that doesn't mean that the current players are going to lose relevance, because the current players are adapting in a big way too.
Hmm.
So that's where the beauty of the whole place is. In the sense, everybody realizes that this is the way forward, and different people are trying different angle at how to leverage artificial intelligence. But I'm 100% convinced that over three-quarter of the market research business would be
AI driven.
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also strongly believe that the cost of doing research will come down significantly because of the level of automation. But at the same time, if you are clever, the margins can actually go up, because there is going to be a higher and higher premium for uh, research methodologies with some unique IPs. So the one who creates a unique IP would be able to charge a premium, and that's the one that will drive your margins. Gone are the days, Steve, when we all used to do quantitative research, and we used to calculate how much it would cost to do a face-to-face interview, what kind of money for back checking, and how much of margin we need to add to that, and then charge it to the client. That's gone. I think the information is free, intelligence is at a premium.
And that's the angle, isn't it? It's almost a race to zero in terms of cost of acquisition, but the real margin lies in the storytelling ultimately, isn't it?
Storytelling and the intelligence that you bring to the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, fascinating, Stan. And again, sort of putting on your crystal ball and bringing that to your fore. What other big trends do you foresee over the next sort of 5 years or so?
I'm increasingly coming to a point of view that the lines between insights and marketing is going to get blurred.
Okay.
Yeah, at least from a client side perspective, I think lines will get blurred, and that is uh, going to call for people in the insights function to really start thinking about who they are and what do they want to be when they grow up.
Okay, so almost redefining who they are.
Yeah, it has to, and therefore, the ones who will survive are not the ones who have great expertise in
In
inside
research.
techniques. Yeah, but they need to understand the business a lot better, and that is also going to put a different kind of pressure on the agencies, because uh, if you really have to be focused on delivering a business outcome as an agency, you need to start thinking about what is the new intelligence that you're going to bring to the table, the new insight that you're going to bring to the table, which would create what I would typically classify as an oh shit moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you bring it to the table, somebody should look at it and say, shit, never thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that,
Exactly.
I think that's clearly something that I can see happening, and people are going to turn around and say, and at the same time, it is coming at it from the other side also. The marketers
They're going to have
also,
to change too.
they have to change too. They are also changing in a big way, and therefore, this people are coming from two ends, but they're going to meet at one point of time. And
Yeah.
then you start wondering, and that's all being powered by digital today.
It sounds like the levels of partnering or collaboration will have to go up to a whole new level as well. That's sort of the implication there.
Completely. I think the ways of working have to change. This is not like stand outside somebody's room, get a brief, run around and give it to an agency, get the report, and sprinkle some pixie dust and deliver to your client, and then wait outside the door for the next brief. No, that is gone. The kind of episodic events are gone.
Yeah. So relationships trump task.
Yeah, it is one continuum that you're engaged with, and how do
And then
you?
being able to join those dots along the way as well to become a true partner in that team. Wow. Lovely, lovely. And I'm going to challenge you again. Maybe you've got another one up your sleeve that's sort of boiling away there that you know or you feel is going to happen over the next little while. Because the 7 trends that we've talked about so far, they're not part of the business, is the impression I get by and large, right? So what needs to change? What really needs to change in the market research industry? I mean, big change. Think big.
I think one of the skill, I would go more in terms of the kind of skills that would be required for the future. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that everybody in the insights industry needs to be a world-class coder. Yeah, that's not I want people to become.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to have deep appreciation of coding. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying you need to have deep appreciation of coding is because then you know what to ask for.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is good to dream, but somewhere the dream has to get translated into reality. So you need to have appreciation as opposed to expertise.
Yes, and knowing what to ask for. Yeah.
And that is something, because the world of data is everything. So you need to know what questions to ask because the answer is out there. Yeah. One of the lines that I quite often use internally is that we should be in a position to say, "I have the answers. What's your question?"
Wow. Wow, that's nirvana, isn't it? Well, perhaps in 5 years with artificial intelligence and access to people, that's possibly there, right? That's the big dream. Actually, that's the big one, Stan. Right?
There are situations where we can actually make that dream come true today. It is not consistent, but I can see that becoming a consistent thing in 5 years' time.
So basically, I have the answers. What are your questions? Right.
Sounds arrogant, but it is not about me or the function, but it is true for any human being working in a company.
Yeah.
He or she should feel that I have the answers. What is the question I should be asking?
I had this vision just come up of me of Star Trek with the robot Data,
Yeah.
right? Who was sort of quite all knowing about things, and he always, yeah.
I think the cloud is all knowing because it's got everything stored there.
Absolutely.
So you just need the right spear to poke it, and the water will come out of it.
Fantastic. Well, Stan, I mean, any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with us? Because that was an absolute gem.
Final word of it, nothing.
Keep on doing a good job, basically. I mean, the industry seems to be moving in the right direction.
How is very important. That's the only thing I would say. I think we should all turn up our work saying that, it's another great day today. I'm going to, do something that I've never done before. And literally, I would say, go where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
And that should be the mantra. When you come to work in the morning, try something new. You learn. If you succeed, it's fantastic. If not, you will learn.
Yeah.
And learning is a lifelong endeavor. So you cannot stop learning, and you have to keep learning.
Yeah, it's that concept of stay curious. Right. It's when we start doing the same thing over and over again and we lose that curiosity that it's not going to work anymore. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Stan, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We'll put this up on the ether and let the word spread. Thanks very much then.
Take care.